I'll start out a couple things. Yeah, first of all, the weather's a little better than last year, so that's a positive. But just want to start out by thanking the Western Moines School District, Valley High School, just for their hospitality. It's the fifth time we've been down here, and they've been fantastic. So we appreciate that, certainly. And then, Hy-Vee and Billion Automotive also helped out this week. So happy about that. Appreciate that. So just a little bit of levity. We had a little life lesson today for our players. We had 4 guys that had to stay back for academic reasons. They're in class tonight. That's interesting. And then we had 4 other guys that actually had a class that conflicted with us leaving. So anyway, they did a responsible thing. They all went to their professors, went to an earlier section today. 3 of them had a quiz, 1 had a test. The group, all 4 of them, have about a 3.2 average combined. 3 of them are engineers, 1 a speech therapist. And they still had to stay behind because the NCAA rules say that, I guess, players can't leave until their class is over. So they had their class over, they left, we left without them, and they came in a trail car after the class ended. So just told all of our players, it's a good life lesson, bureaucracy and illogical thinking. They got a good life lesson in that. But I am proud of those 4 guys because they did things that, in real life, that's what you do. You go talk to people and say something came up, make arrangements, and they did the right thing. So anyway, that was our moment of levity today. So they made it here. We had a good evening here. And right now, I think one thing about this kids camp, the younger kids have a good time, and our players, I think, maybe have a better time. So that's good. Next thing on the list, more serious, obviously, is Brendan Snyder's injury. Happened yesterday morning in practice, at the end of practice, doing a special teams drill. And interestingly enough, he really didn't know he was injured until during the day. It was a little sore, and got it examined last night. We found out, that he looks like he's got an ACL tear. So that's not good news, certainly. And I've said this before, but anytime a player gets injured, the person most affected is that player. And one thing about our sport, our players spend so much more time preparing, meeting, training than they do competing. So that opportunity to compete is so special. It's so just so limited, the time of it. And so you can imagine how disappointing it is for the individuals when they get hurt and know that they're going to miss time competing. So that part's hard. Brennan's an outstanding young man. He'll come back from this thing strong, and our team will handle it well too. And it's not the same thing, but the Michigan game, Miles came out 3 plays into the game. Anthony Gear ran out there. We kept playing, and we finished the season. And that's how we'll have to handle it right now as a football team too. Same position. So that's the way it goes. It's just a different time of the year, and but it's an unfortunate thing. As far as the team goes, they've been working hard. Been pleased with the attitude, pleased with the way they were working. We're not a real good football team right now. Didn't really expect to be in April, and the objective is to be ready when the season starts. But I think we see a lot of individual improvement going on right now. Way too early to judge anything or any groups or any individuals, but we do see improvement going on there right now with older guys as well as younger guys, and it's a big part of spring football is find out who's doing what, and so we'll just keep pushing forward. This is our 9th workout. Guys will have a break now until we'll be on the field again Wednesday, and we'll try to finish strong here the last 2 weeks. I'll throw it out for questions.
Kirk, given the timeline with Brandon, medical red shirt on the table?
Yeah, more than likely. That'd be my guess. We'll see what happens. Not a medical red shirt because he's already taken a red shirt. So, I don't know that he'll be ready at any point next year. We can't count on that, but if it happens, that's a bonus.
How do you like the way?
Well, you got Jake Gervais right now. You got Amani Hooker. Those are 2 candidates right there, and we'll play it by ear and see how it goes.
You recruited a lot of safeties too, right? That are coming
we got 6 DBs coming in, so that's wasn't necessarily for that reason, but it's like a lot of positions. We'll get through spring ball, and then when the guys get here in June, they'll start working, and we'll make those kinds of evaluations in August.
How do you like the way Tokes and Torrin are competing?
They're both doing a good job. They're both doing a good job. We're seeing good things from both of them. We went in and played Tokes a little bit last year, so we got more exposure to him. But Torrin's one of the guys I think that a lot of the redshirt guys we're seeing good things from. And Torrin's certainly one of those guys.
Does it kind of remind you of LaShawn at all? The way he plays?
Yeah, maybe a little bit like that, or a little bit more of a strong back like LaShawn or Sean Green. He'd start throwing names out of guys that are accomplished players. Marcus Coker's another name that comes to mind. So yeah, he's a strong guy, and he hits a hole pretty good.
What's your impression of the offense so far with Brian as OC? I know it's early.
Yeah, we're doing some good things at times, but as you may have noticed, we can't get lined up sometimes. The formations are different, the nomenclature is different, the language we're using. So the guys are getting used to that still, and we expected that. But they've done some good things. I think the players are adapting, and hopefully we'll just keep progressing with every workout.
With Dominic Smith not here, how much does that hurt because he's not learning all this new stuff?
Well, it's really kind of like Brandon being injured. If a player's not on the field, they're losing ground. So that's unfortunate, and hopefully we'll get this remedied, and we'll get him back on the field. But that's really in his hands right now.
Do you have a timetable for that?
No, I mean he'll be off the field for the rest of the spring. That much I can tell you. And then we'll see where it's at. As the semester goes on.
Tyler got
Tyler, no, nothing at all. No, right now it's clearly cloudy, but we expected that. That's really where it's at.
Are you happy with anything the quarterbacks are showing?
Yeah, I think they're all working, all four. I mean, we basically have two tiers. You got Tyler and Nate, and then the second tier is Ryan and Drew. So, all four guys are doing a good job. They've been attentive and doing some good things. But again, we're not real consistent.
Kind of your two starters now, one by injury, one by academics, and then safety. What happened? You expect anybody to move a position, maybe Ryan Boyle, for instance, played wide receiver, or Noah Clayton.
Really haven't talked about that. Noah might be a possibility. We talked about that coming in when he came in, being a safety running back. And his preference was running back, so he's injured right now, but I think we'll get him back soon. But yeah, we'll leave every possibility open, and that's going to be part of the puzzle between now and September, is trying to figure out who can do what and help our football team.
Is there a player or position group that you would say looks the strongest right now, or looks like maybe they're ahead of what you expected?
We're probably stronger. We're more experienced, and I don't mean that. I mean that sounds kind of basic, but it is true. Our offensive line's a little bit more experienced, so compared to a year ago, they're performing a little bit better. But that's kind of our team right now. But they're progressing.
Specifically, one of the four guys at class.
He's in class tonight. Yeah. Yeah. Friday night class. Can you imagine that?
I don't know who the hell figured that one out. I would have been a skipper.
Torn and Tokes, how have they
We're not going to record that. Okay.
How have they responded to the more opportunities with Akram not?
It's been good, and we'd rather have Akram out there. I'll be clear on that one, but we'll be a better football team when he's out there. But it gives younger players, more work and more repetition, which is there's a lot to be said about that too. And we got 6 days left. Some of the guys that have played a lot, a guy like Akram, if he were healthy, or Josie Jewell, we have a pretty good idea what they're going to do, and we'd be limited their reps anyway. So it's really right now we need to come out of spring, I think, learning more about some of the guys that haven't played, and that's happened by just natural, just the way it's panned out at that position.
Is anybody
A couple more guys.
Is anybody you didn't think would show you something?
Not surprised, but I think we're seeing some guys, showing some life, especially in the redshirt class, and that's good because we're going to need those guys. Who did we just mention a little while ago? But a guy like TJ Hawkinson's done some really good things. We were kind of hoping on that. Ross Reynolds hasn't played much. He's had a good spring. Brady Reef, we've talked about that in the past. He's done well. Josh Jackson's done well. He's in class tonight, but he's done some good things. Amani Hooker. So we're seeing some guys do some good things.
Akram returning punts a little bit tonight. Is that something you would consider?
That door's open for anybody, and certainly Desmond was one of our best players last year. So if it'll help us move the ball, advance the ball a little bit, field position's big, so that would really help.
Will Miles stay at strong safety, or will you consider moving him back to free?
I doubt we would move him. So that's probably one thing we wouldn't do. Probably. I'm going to sign on that, but probably.
Are you going to have an actual spring game this year? I know it's on BTN this year.
Yeah, I'm a little confused about that on a couple of levels, but we had played a spring game the last couple of years, right? It's been that goofy scoring system. But I did flip the channels last Saturday. We're not the only ones using the goofy scoring system. I don't know if there's like a protocol for spring games anymore, but we will have some form of play 4 quarters. We won't kick off or kick return, but we'll keep things moving, and hopefully it's another chance to evaluate some guys, see what they do in front of a crowd.
Can you update us on Matt Nelson's injury?
Yeah, he should be fine. I mean, Brandon Snyder I brought up only because it looks like it's going to affect next year. But the other guys, we expect them all to be back. As I leave the field tonight, we should have just about everybody back in June. So that's the next milestone for us.
How is Kirk and Ryan Boyle working quarterback? Are they clearly behind you?
Yeah, I think right now it's fair to say we have two levels. You have the first two guys, then the next two guys. They're both kind of like on the same line, but they're separate lines.
All right, thanks everyone.
Okay.